Welcome to Spelling Bee Ninja, the podcast dedicated to making economics engaging and accessible for everyone. If you're eager to deepen your understanding of financial concepts that shape our world, you've come to the right place. We invite you to subscribe for free educational content that empowers your knowledge, cultivates critical thinking, and helps you make informed financial decisions. Join our community of curious learners as we explore fascinating economic topics together. Today, we're diving into the difference between productive assets and consumer goods, crucial concepts for building wealth and making smart financial choices. Let's start by understanding what productive assets are. These are items that generate income, create value, or appreciate over time. Think of them as resources that work for you, generating additional wealth without requiring constant effort. Examples of productive assets include rental properties that provide monthly income, businesses that create profit through goods or services, and various forms of investment like stocks and bonds. On the other hand, consumer goods are items that we buy for immediate use and enjoyment. While they serve a purpose in our lives, they often lose value over time. Common examples include food, clothing, electronics, and entertainment. The main takeaway here is that productive assets create value, while consumer goods consume it. Understanding this distinction is essential for making informed decisions about how we allocate our resources. Next, what makes an asset productive? An asset is considered productive when it can generate income, produce goods or services, or appreciate in value. This ability to create additional value beyond its initial cost is the hallmark of a productive asset. For instance, a rental property is productive because it generates rent payments each month. Similarly, a business that sells products or services is also generating value that can lead to profit. Notably, even tools and equipment are categorized as productive assets if they help us create goods or provide services. The exciting part about productive assets is that they work for you, even when you're not actively involved. This is crucial for anyone aiming to build wealth and achieve financial independence. Now let's switch gears to consumer goods, which present an interesting economic challenge. These are generally items we purchase for immediate satisfaction and pleasure, think food, clothing, or electronics. However, the downside is that consumer goods often depreciate over time or are completely consumed. For example, food is eaten, clothing wears out, and electronics can become outdated quickly. When we buy consumer goods, we often consume resources without generating future value, which is why it's important to strike a balance between consumption and investment. Everyone needs consumer goods for daily living, however, being mindful of how much of our resources go towards immediate consumption versus long-term investment is crucial in the journey to build wealth. Let's look at some examples of productive assets that can aid in this wealth-building journey. Businesses are a classic example. Both small local shops and large corporations create income through sales. Real estate, including rental properties and commercial buildings, also generates income and can appreciate over time. Financial assets like stocks, bonds, and investment funds represent ownership in profitable ventures. Additionally, tools and equipment, be it a chef's knives or a contractor's truck, are essential for creating products and services. Intellectual property, such as patents or copyrights, can generate royalties and licensing fees. The common thread among these examples is that they produce value independent of your direct labor, enabling you to accumulate wealth over time. However, while some items might seem like assets, they can actually trap you in a cycle of depreciation. Personal vehicles are a common example. Despite appearing valuable, they typically lose value rapidly, up to 30% in the first year alone. Although cars may be essential for getting to work, they act more like a consumer good or a depreciating tool. Similar examples include luxury items like designer clothing or electronics, which steadily lose value. To make sound financial choices, always ask yourself, does this item generate income or appreciate over time? If it doesn't, it's likely just a consumer good, regardless of its perceived importance. This awareness is key in avoiding pitfalls and making wise spending choices. When it comes to building wealth, acquiring productive assets is the way forward. Wealthy individuals often follow the strategy of investing their income in assets that will appreciate over time, rather than indulging in consumer goods. This process, often called buying assets, involves allocating some of your resources toward acquiring value-rich items. Over time, the income generated from these assets can be reinvested to buy more assets, creating a positive cycle of wealth accumulation. This compounding effect means as your assets generate income, you can reinvest that into even more productive assets. However, this requires a degree of patience and the ability to delay immediate gratification in favor of long-term benefits. The rewards for this effort can result in financial independence and security, providing freedom to pursue what truly matters in your life. Another critical aspect of productive assets is human capital. This includes your knowledge, skills, and experience. Your human capital is arguably the most valuable productive asset you have. It allows you to earn income and create additional value. Investing in your human capital through education, training, and skills development often yields the highest returns. Unlike tangible assets, human capital can appreciate over time as you gain expertise and capabilities. Additionally, it's portable, you take your skills with you wherever you go. Thus, protecting and enhancing your human capital through continuous learning and health is vital, as it lays the groundwork for all forms of wealth creation. Without strong human capital, it can be challenging to earn income to invest in other productive assets. Tools and equipment are often situated between the realms of consumer goods and productive assets. An item qualifies as a productive asset when it enables you to create value that outstrips its cost. For example, a professional chef's knives allow for meal preparation that can generate income, just as a freelance photographer's camera enables compensated work. Conversely, a kitchen knife used solely for personal meals is merely a consumer good. This nuanced view encourages you to think differently about purchases. Ask yourself whether an item will assist you in earning money or creating value. Understanding the time dimension can help solidify the distinctions between productive assets and consumer goods. Consumer goods deliver immediate value, instant satisfaction, convenience, or enjoyment, while productive assets provide value in the future, often in the form of ongoing income or appreciation. Building wealth frequently requires long-term thinking and the ability to forego current consumption for future returns. For instance, investing in a course that boosts your earnings is a long-term investment, while spending money on a new smartphone offers immediate gratification but likely depreciates over time. Developing the ability to delay gratification while focusing on productive options is essential for wealth building through asset acquisition. The final piece of wisdom I want to share is how applying the productive asset framework can transform your day-to-day decisions and financial outcomes. Before any purchase, critically evaluate whether it's a productive asset or merely a consumer good. Will it generate income or appreciate, or is it simply something to be consumed? This framework encourages better financial decision-making. While it's essential to purchase some consumer goods for your daily needs, such as food and clothing, being intentional about finding the right balance between consumption and investment can help you in the long run. Consistently allocating a portion of your income to acquiring productive assets is vital for building lasting wealth. In this lesson, we've explored how the shift from consumption to investment can set you on the path to financial independence, allowing you to accumulate valuable assets that create wealth over time. To recap, we covered two crucial areas today: the distinction between productive assets and consumer goods, and the importance of understanding their roles in your financial journey. Productive assets generate income and appreciate over time, while consumer goods are often used up or depreciate. We've seen how human capital also plays a significant role in wealth building and discussed how understanding the distinctions and the time dimension can lead you to better financial decisions. Making informed choices about purchases can ultimately lead you toward a more secure financial future. Remember, prioritizing investments in productive assets is the key to accumulating lasting wealth. Thank you for joining us today at Spelling Bee Ninja. We're thrilled to share insights that can guide you in building a more prosperous economic future. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to receive more enlightening content that supports your learning journey. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of economics.